Hey guys, welcome back to Real Rolls Fishing. Today I'm going to give you a quick little review of my kayak and how I have it set up and why. So this is the 2020 Hobie PA14 with the 360 drive. The biggest thing about setting the kayak up, especially for offshore, freshwater, any kind of trolling you're going to do, is having the rod holders up front. This is the most common mistake that people will make. If you don't have your rod holders up front, you're not going to see the bite. You're not going to see when you get a piece of weed on your line. You're not going to see a miss hit. Most people make the common mistake and put them back here. You'll feel when you have a fish on, but you won't feel a miss. And like I said, you get a tiny piece of weed on there and you're going to troll along for an hour and never feel it. So this is my offshore setup right here. This is the rod I'll normally put down deep. I have your typical stinger rig here. I think it's a number 5 hook, number 3, something like that, with a treble. And I'll put this one down deep. There's many ways to do it. You can use a downrigger. You can use a weight inline. I use a simple sinker with a rubber band. I'll let about 50 feet out, loop it around a couple times, and put it through. That's it. Now the good thing about this is it's a nice small rubber band, so when you're bringing a big fish in, you don't have to get scissors out, worry about untying it. You just grab it and rip it and replace the rubber band when you're done. Now I'll put this rod out second normally. Over here will be my top rod. This one I have rigged up also for live bait. This is a circle hook, and I'll put this all the way out and put this out first, right up on top. Now if I'm fishing just for a tournament, I won't use just a circle hook with the leader. This is mainly for tuna, mahi, sailfish, etc. You will get cut off on a kingfish, but the majority of your kingfish bites will be on the bottom rod. So this time of year, there's no tournaments going on. I'm going for the good quality fish like mahi and sailfish. And I'll normally troll around my live baits till 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, get that early morning bite, and then I'll set up for jigging. These are my 2 jigging rods here. This is my regular vertical jigging rod, and this is my new slow pitch jigging rod. Big difference, and this is a pretty new technology. A lot of guys are getting into it. I recently started, and the other week I caught a 32-pound blackfin tuna on this rod right here. Actually on that exact jig and everything. Unfortunately I didn't get it on video, but I do have some pretty cool pictures of it. Next time I'm going to get more into slow pitch jigging and how I rig my jigs up with the swivel and the knots, so on and so forth. Now coming around to the back, you can see this is the live well. There's many different choices on live well options. You can use a simple bucket with a bubbler. This is expensive, but by far the best. It has an intake, an outtake, and fresh water is always circulating through there by this simple switch. Another option is a bait tube. The only downfall of a bait tube is it's in the water all the time. You have constant drag, but it's definitely a great option if you're in a smaller kayak, a paddle kayak, and it's always good to have as a backup. Now you'll see I keep my fish bag back here. This is a standard Hobie fish bag. One trick I'll give you, I always put a trash bag in there, keep my ice in there. Just makes cleanup a lot easier, a lot better. Now you see a lot of guys, including myself, will put this on the front. It's a very good option, but if you're going for heavy meat in a tournament, fishing for kingfish, I like it on the back for the weight. You can see I just use simple carabiner. Hook to the clips right there. Very easy. No holes to drill in the kayak. And on the back, I'll use just a gear tie. Now if you're putting this on the front, I also do it with no holes. If you look up here, you can put a carabiner right here on the bungee on the kayak. Put it right to this carabiner. And this one can hook to the loop right there in the hatch. That's it, that easy. The one good thing about having it on the back is you have access to your front hatch. You can get to it with the fish back there, but it's not as easy. In the hatch, I keep some goodies. I have a dry bag here. This has all my slow pitch stuff in it. It's expensive, so I like to keep it safe and dry. My extra life vest, a pump. You should never leave home without this. Rope, just in case. Got to tow a boat or something like that. And a measuring device. Always good to have. As far as the rest of the kayak, one of my favorite accessories is the Hobie bag on the back of the seat. You can see I have a lot of stuff in here. Hat, pliers, fish grips, light, emergency kit, inhaler in case you're getting over that coronavirus, extra rag, scissors, so on and so forth. All this stuff is stuff you need with you all the time, but you don't really have a place to put it. Now, the dive knife might seem excessive, but I use this 100% of the time, every time I fish. I always wear it because, as you can see, everything I have is leashed. Not right now, obviously, because we're in my backyard, but you can imagine with 4 leashes going around, you can get tangled up. If you did roll over, it's nice to have a knife on you. Cut yourself out if you're tangled. The other thing I use this for is when I catch a tuna or a kingfish, I will extinguish it very quickly with the knife to preserve the meat. And also, it's a safety thing, so it's not flopping around. This is my normal life vest that I wear 100% of the time. I actually use it as a belt. It's a belt life vest. It has an auto inflate. The bigger life vests are nice, but a lot of people tend to take them off because they're hot and bulky. This isn't in the way and you never have to take it off. As far as landing fish, these are my 2 options. This is a new gaff I just bought due to my last one breaking. You can see it's about a 5-foot gaff. It's a little long, but sometimes you need that extra reach. It's really beneficial. The other option, which is something I've used for years, is the Pro Yacker spear. It's not bent by accident. I did that on purpose, so it fits in my tube up here, and it's out of the way. Okay, and as you see, my depth finder's back here. I personally like to keep everything from my seating area back. This is my fishing area up here. I like to keep it clear for landing fish. I don't like having any obstructions in my way. You can also see I have my Railblazer mount here with the GoPro on it. This is back here out of the way. If you want to take a fish picture, you can spin it around, up, down, around. There's pretty much every way you can imagine. It's a very nice option there. It's on, it's out of the way. As far as wiring for the depth finder, very simple. You can do a lot of expensive batteries and so on and so forth. I like to keep things simple. Pelican case, no connections are outside, everything's inside. And a simple battery. You buy these at Batteries Plus, local automotive store, hardware store, etc. This will last probably 2 days, and it's about 30 bucks. So with the case, the battery, the depth finder, you're into about 250, 300 bucks, all said and done. Well guys, that's about it. Hope you liked it. If you have any questions, please comment below. And next week we'll get into some slow pitch jigging and how my setup is. Thank you. Tight lines.